Okay, picture this. You hear the screech of tires, a sudden jolt, and instantly that rush of adrenaline hits you. Car accidents are, well, they're terrifying, right? And in those first few chaotic moments, your brain is just spinning with a million questions. But here's the good news. Dealing with the aftermath absolutely does not have to be a nightmare. Welcome to This Explainer. I am thrilled to guide you today because we're going to take all that post-accident panic and completely transform it into an empowering, predictable, step-by-step roadmap for filing a claim with Erie Insurance. If you want to know exactly how to protect yourself, your car, and your wallet when the unexpected happens, you are absolutely in the right place. All right, let's dive right in by busting literally one of the biggest myths in the entire auto insurance industry. If you've ever bought or leased a car, you've almost certainly been told, hey, you need full coverage. But does that actually cover 100% of everything? Well, the short answer is no. In fact, full coverage isn't even a real industry term. There is no insurance company on earth that covers every single conceivable situation. And because the actual definition of full coverage changes entirely depending on who you're talking to, it can cause some massive confusion right when you need your insurance the most. So, to cut right through all that confusion, here's our roadmap for today. We're breaking this whole thing down into 6 highly manageable steps. 1. Understanding policy coverages. 2. Post-accident first steps. 3. Initiating your Erie claim. 4. Navigating the investigation. 5. Repairs and settlements. And 6. Resources and disclaimers. Let's get to it. Section 1. Understanding policy coverages. So, let's break down that full coverage myth we just talked about. If you ask a state regulator what you need, they just want you to have state minimum liability, right? That's just to cover the other person's medical bills and property if you cause a crash. But if you ask a bank or a lender, well, they have a financial interest in your actual vehicle, so they're going to demand collision and comprehensive coverages to protect the car itself. And if you ask a policyholder like us, we usually want all of that, plus maybe rental car coverage and towing. So whenever you hear the phrase full coverage, I want you to think of it more like a combination platter of protections rather than a single magic shield. Now, the absolutely crucial point here is understanding the difference between the 2 heavy hitters that protect your physical car. Collision coverage is exactly what it sounds like. It applies when your vehicle collides with another car or an object like a guardrail. Comprehensive coverage, on the other hand, well, that steps in for the weird, unexpected stuff that isn't a crash with another vehicle. We're talking about a deer jumping out in front of you, a tree branch falling on your roof, theft, or vandalism. Knowing exactly which bucket your incident falls into is really step 1 of the claims process. Section 2. Post-accident first steps. Okay, so the crash just happened. In those immediate seconds, safety is your one and only priority. Step 1. Protect yourself. If you can, move your vehicle to a safe place out of the roadway and immediately turn on your hazard lights. Step 2. Call 911 if there are any injuries at all, or call the police to file an official report. Step 3. Take a deep breath, stay calm. And listen, here is a massive, actionable piece of advice. Never, ever admit fault on the scene, and only discuss the details of the accident with the responding police officers or your Erie representative. While you're waiting for the police to show up, you basically become a detective gathering crucial evidence. You need to write down the exact date, time, and location. Get the other driver's full name, their insurance policy number, and their license plate. When the police finally arrive, be sure to get the officer's name, their badge number, and the accident report number. Did anyone see the crash happen? Go get those witness names and phone numbers. And finally, safely take photos. Get some wide shots of the whole scene showing both cars and close-up shots of the damage from multiple angles. Seriously, this evidence is pure gold for your claims adjuster later on. Section 3. Initiating your Erie claim. Now, Erie makes this next part incredibly accessible. You can reach out directly to your local Erie agent, someone you might already know and trust in your community. But let's be real, accidents don't just happen during regular business hours, so you can always call Erie's 24/7 claims team directly at 800-367-3743. Oh, and here's a great pro tip from the source material. If your car is totally wrecked and you need emergency roadside towing, you just hit option 2 on that menu to get dispatched through Azuro, which is Erie's nationwide partner. Just avoid those predatory tow trucks that magically show up uninvited at the accident scene. When you make that initial call, it's known in the industry as the First Notice of Loss, or FNOL. Sounds formal, but to make this totally frictionless, just have this information ready to go. Your policy number, the name of the insured exactly as it appears on your policy, and all those photos and police report details you so brilliantly gathered at the scene. Once filed, Erie is going to issue you an official claim number, which is essentially your golden ticket for tracking the entire process. Section 4. Navigating the investigation. So let's see how this builds into a structured timeline. You've just completed Step 1, the FNOL. Now, Step 2 kicks in, the liability investigation. Your assigned claims adjuster basically acts as a forensic investigator to determine exactly who is at fault. They'll look at weather reports, police body camera footage, dash cam videos, scene photos, and witness statements. They really leave no stone unturned to protect your interests. Once liability is officially figured out, we move right along to Step 3, damage appraisal, and finally, Step 4, the settlement. But what if things aren't perfectly straightforward? Let's tackle some of the most common challenges claimants face. Hit and run? Your job is to try and get the plates, call 911, and Erie can utilize your uninsured motorist coverage if you have it. What if you crash while on a cross-country road trip, way out of state? No problem. Erie just dispatches a licensed third-party independent appraiser right to your location. And what if the auto shop opens up your car and finds way more hidden damage? Super simple. The shop just submits what's called a supplement estimate directly to your adjuster for electronic approval.
Section 5. Repairs and settlements.
Okay, to actually pay for the repairs, Erie obviously has to evaluate the damage, and they do this in two main ways. For minor to moderate fender benders, they use this highly efficient photo appraisal process. You literally get a text or email link, you upload some photos and a short video of the damage right from your driveway, and within 48 business hours, they typically hit you back with an estimate and a settlement. But if your car has severe, heavy structural damage, they aren't going to risk it. They'll send a field adjuster out for a physical field inspection to ensure absolutely nothing dangerous is missed.
So where should you actually take your car? Now, you always have the legal right to use any mechanic you want, but Erie's Direct Repair Program, or DRP, offers some massive benefits. Erie has a network of vetted collision centers that meet extremely strict ASE and ICAR standards for equipment and cleanliness. If you use a DRP shop, the communication is totally streamlined, like they deal with Erie directly. Plus, the repairs are backed by a limited lifetime workmanship warranty for as long as you own the car. And the best part? You never pay a single dime out of pocket beyond your agreed deductible. It just takes the headache entirely out of the equation.
Of course, sometimes a car just can't be saved. If the repair costs exceed a state-defined percentage of the car's actual cash value, it's declared a total loss. If this happens, don't panic. Just follow the steps. If you have an auto loan, you'll need to give your adjuster your loan provider's name and account number so Erie can just pay off the remaining balance. If you own the car completely free and clear, you'll simply need to sign and physically mail the vehicle title over to Erie to transfer ownership. Easy as that.
Section 6. Resources and disclaimers.
You know, really understanding your policy unlocks some incredible hidden value. For example, did you know that if your dog or cat is riding with you and gets hurt in an accident, Erie covers up to $500 per pet for veterinary bills, up to a maximum of $1,000. Or that if you have comprehensive coverage, a compact rental car is often automatically included in most states for up to 45 days. And here's a great one. If you just got a small rock chip in your windshield, Erie actually waives the deductible entirely for auto glass repairs. These are just incredible extra layers of protection that provide some serious peace of mind. Now, before we wrap up, a quick but important note. This explainer is intended for educational purposes only. Insurance is highly regulated and coverages can vary wildly by state and specific policy language. So you should always consult directly with Erie Insurance or a licensed insurance professional for advice specific to your exact situation. So we've journeyed from the chaotic first moments of an accident all the way through the investigation, the repair shop, and the final settlement. You now understand what full coverage really means, what crucial evidence to gather at the scene, and how to leverage Erie's 24/7 support and direct repair program to your absolute advantage. But remember, knowledge is only power if you act on it. So here is my final challenge to you. Pull out your auto policy tonight. Are you actually covered for the unexpected? Or are you driving around with a false sense of full coverage security? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay safe out there on the roads and keep learning.